Bravery is not common in this world, and so loyalty, honor, obedience, they set the man apart from the rest. You took care of Messina, but this matter is not yet resolved.
Certo, signore.
Will you help me bring it to a close?
Of course, Tantorisi.
You again.
Mafia The Old Country is the next big thing from Hangar 13, and it's taking us all the way back to where it began, in early 1900s Sicily. The game puts you in the shoes of Enzo Favara, a young guy who's had a rough start working in brutal sulfur mines, but everything changes when he gets pulled into the Teresi crime family. It's not just about guns and cars this time, it's about legacy, blood, and what it really costs to rise in the underworld. You'll see how the Mafia first formed, how the codes and power structures started, and the choices that shaped it all. There's horseback riding, fistfights in dusty backstreets, and shootouts with old-school revolvers. The game's built on Unreal Engine 5, so everything looks stunning, gritty, real, and full of atmosphere. If you've ever wondered how the Mafia really began, this is your story. Mafia The Old Country hits PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on August 8th, 2025.
How was your day, honey?
Pretty intense, but I brought something for you.
Where'd you find all these things?
Here and there, you know.
Did you run into Ark?
I did, and I watch out for them, but they're the least of my problems.
All the raiders I've met say the same thing. You cannot control what happens up there. But you can decide how you deal with it.
Hey, Raider!
Ark Raiders is an upcoming third-person extraction shooter developed and published by Embark Studios. Set in a post-apocalyptic Earth overrun by mechanized threats known as Ark, players assume the role of raiders, individuals venturing from underground settlements to scavenge resources on the surface. The game offers a PvPvE experience where players face both hostile Ark machines and rival raiders. Missions are time-limited, requiring strategic planning and quick decision-making. Combat emphasizes teamwork, with squads of up to 3 players utilizing a variety of weapons and gadgets to survive. Between missions, players return to their base in Speranza to craft gear, upgrade equipment, and prepare for the next expedition. The game's dynamic weather and day-night cycles add to the immersive experience. Ark Raiders is scheduled for release in 2025 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
I do need to tell you, Jacob, you're not gonna catch me. What you did back there may have exceeded expectations, but you have to realize when it's time to draw a line in the sand.
I don't think you understand. When you started selling my data to other people, you made it personal.
What? Like you're not on social media? Scratch that. You probably aren't. Okay, what do you need from me to fuck off?
Give me some intel, and maybe I give you a break.
What do you want to know, Sherlock?
You can start by telling me who you're doing all this for.
Oh. You really don't get it, do you? You need to take a look inside yourself, Diaz. You're fighting against your own.
What does that mean?
You're a big boy. Fucking figure it out.
Is that gunfire I'm hearing?
Well, it ain't popcorn. You think I blew up Little John's trailer? Some of those red sand mercs are here too. They must be responsible. Those mercs are leaving. I'm going after them. Any luck on the coordinates for that other hacker?
We're still working on it. Troll, find me that location. Now!
Stand down, soldier! Gary, come on. Reinforcements coming from the tunnel. I'll keep us covered. You get that blast door open.
On it.
Mission success! Return to unit leader! Lock on target! More of them inbound. How's that door coming?
Not the easiest lock to hack.
You got this, Gary.
We're in.
Clear.
MindsEye is an upcoming single-player action-adventure thriller developed by Build a Rocket Boy and published by IO Interactive. Set in the near-future desert metropolis of Red Rock, the game follows Jacob Diaz, a former soldier equipped with a mysterious neural implant called the MindsEye. Haunted by fragmented memories, Jacob embarks on a quest to uncover the truth behind his past and the implant's origins. The game offers a cinematic experience with high-octane driving, explosive combat, and a richly detailed world. Players will navigate a society where artificial intelligence and unchecked military power shape every encounter. MindsEye also introduces characters like Marco Silva, the tech genius behind Silva Industries, and Shiva Vega, the power-hungry mayor of Red Rock. MindsEye is scheduled for release on June 10th, 2025, and will be available on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
So then, you're not quite dead.
Great plots are afoot in the Imperium, and the currents of intrigue run deeply. You will go to Arrakis as our agent. You have one task. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper.
You were sighted fleeing the scene of a terrible crash. Who are you?
You've heard the expression, the spice must flow. I am the man who ensures that it continues to do so.
I dreamed of you. Burst in fire. Twin comets in the sky. The seer of lies. I am terrified of what happens when you awaken.
We've all lost our way. You can complete the mission.
Every person carries their past with them. Who are you?
Dune, Awakening is an ambitious open-world survival MMO developed and published by Funcom. Set on the unforgiving desert planet of Arrakis, the game places players in an alternate timeline where Paul Atreides was never born, leading to a power vacuum between House Atreides and House Harkonnen. In this vast, persistent world, players begin as sleepers, awakening with minimal resources and must navigate the harsh environment, manage resources like water, and build shelters to survive sandstorms and other hazards. The game emphasizes survival mechanics, including crafting, base building, and both PvE and PvP combat. A unique feature is the dynamic world affected by Coriolis storms, which reshape the landscape and reveal new secrets weekly. Players can pilot ornithopters, explore deep deserts, and engage in large-scale conflicts over the valuable spice melange. The game also introduces spice-induced abilities, allowing players to enhance their senses and gain powerful skills. Dune Awakening is set to release on June 10th, 2025 for PC, with versions for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S planned for a later date.
A wandering spirit seeking vengeance.
Who are you? I thought we killed your whole family.
The snake. The Oni. The Kitsune. The spider. The dragon. Lord Saito.
What are we going to do with this one, Saito?
I'm sorry it came to this, little wolf.
Situ Rainu. Why do you always call me that?
It means one who is easily lost in the hunt.
Ghost of Yōtei is the upcoming action-adventure game developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, serving as a spiritual successor to Ghost of Tsushima. Set in 1603, over 300 years after the original game, players assume the role of Atsu, a female warrior on a quest for vengeance against the Yōtei Six, a group of masked outlaws responsible for her family's death. The game is set in the mountainous region of Izo, modern-day Hokkaido, offering a vast open world with diverse biomes, including snowy forests and grasslands. Players can explore the environment on foot or horseback, engage in dynamic combat using a variety of weapons like the Odachi, Kusarigama, and dual katanas, and undertake bounties to fund their journey. Ghost of Yōtei is scheduled for release on October 2nd, 2025, exclusively for PlayStation 5.
What use is a vault hunter? What use is a killer? A brute. A rule-breaking, loot-taking, running and gunning natural disaster. You are, in a word, mayhem. I take that personally.
Borderlands 4 is the latest entry in Gearbox Software's iconic looter shooter series, set to release on September 12, 2025. This installment takes players to the new planet Kairos, a vast, seamless world teeming with secrets, dangers, and loot. The game introduces 4 new Vault Hunters, each with unique abilities and personalities. Players can expect enhanced movement mechanics, including double jumping, gliding, and grappling, allowing for more dynamic combat and exploration. In a bold design choice, Borderlands 4 replaces the traditional minimap with a compass system, aiming to provide a more immersive navigation experience in its expansive environments. The storyline follows the Vault Hunters as they lead a resistance against the tyrannical Timekeeper and his army of synthetic followers known as the Order. The narrative promises the series' signature humor and chaotic action. Borderlands 4 will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S PC, and later on Nintendo Switch 2.
Focus your attention. What do you see?
Giant. Sleeping.
Again.
Animals. Fighting.
Again.
Stay focused. Stay cautious.
Such is our calling.
Good thing I was around. Traveler.
Cronos The New Dawn is an upcoming third-person survival horror game developed and published by Bloober Team, the studio behind The Medium and the Silent Hill 2 remake. Set in a dystopian future, players assume the role of a traveler working for the Enigmatic Collective, navigating a world where Eastern European brutalism meets retro-futurist technology. The narrative unfolds across 2 timelines: a post-apocalyptic future ravaged by a cataclysmic event known as the Change, and 1980s-era Poland under martial law. Players must traverse time rifts to extract key individuals from the past, combating grotesque creatures known as orphans that can merge into more formidable abominations if not properly disposed of. Gameplay emphasizes strategic combat with limited resources, requiring players to burn fallen enemies to prevent them from merging. The game draws inspiration from titles like Dead Space and Resident Evil, offering a challenging experience without an easy mode. Cronos The New Dawn is slated for release in 2025 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Death Stranding 2. On the Beach is the highly anticipated sequel to Hideo Kojima's genre-defying epic. Developed by Kojima Productions and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, this action-adventure game continues the story of Sam Porter Bridges, portrayed by Norman Reedus, as he embarks on a new mission to save humanity from extinction. Set in a world still reeling from the events of the first game, Sam joins forces with returning characters like Fragile and Higgs, and new faces such as Tomorrow, Rainey, and Neil. The game delves deeper into themes of connection and isolation, reflecting on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which inspired Kojima to rework the narrative. Gameplay enhancements include a more reactive world, open-ended encounter design, and expanded traversal options. Players will navigate treacherous terrains, confront otherworldly enemies, and build structures to aid in their journey. The game also features asynchronous multiplayer elements, allowing players to interact indirectly by sharing resources and structures. Death Stranding 2. On the Beach is set to release exclusively for PS5 on June 26, 2025.
I have 1,000 questions. Why did you come back?
I stood in the home I was born in. In that moment, I felt a connection.
Epsilon 11, sound off. Where are my men?
They're gone.
Choose your next move wisely.
What happened here?
Madness and hatred and lots of it. Impossible. It's you. We must continue. We've begun to uncover.
Hell Is Us is an upcoming third-person action-adventure game developed by Rogue Factor and published by Nacon. Set in the war-torn country of Hadea, players assume the role of Reme, a United Nations peacekeeper who returns to his homeland to uncover the truth about his past amidst a mysterious calamity that has unleashed supernatural creatures known as Hollow Walkers. The game emphasizes exploration without traditional aids like maps or quest markers, encouraging players to rely on environmental cues and conversations to navigate the semi-open world. Combat is melee-focused, requiring players to master various weapons such as swords, polearms, and axes, each with distinct attack styles. Remy is also equipped with a drone that can distract enemies, adding a strategic layer to encounters. Hell Is Us explores themes of human emotion and the cyclical nature of violence, aiming to provide a mature and immersive narrative experience. Hell Is Us is scheduled for release on September 4th, 2025, and will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
The continent of Pywell. A land soaked in blood by the battles of those who seek peace and those who seek to shatter it. Here begins the saga of the Greymanes.
There are beings who brought chaos to Providence. The rifts they have created will return everything to nothingness. We seek to correct this.
I have my own mission, seeking out my Greymane comrades.
What I can tell you now is that this mission will restore the disrupted Providence.
For those who have died, for those who have survived, and for those who will live on. This is our mission.
Crimson Desert is an upcoming open-world action-adventure RPG developed and published by Pearl Abyss, the creators of Black Desert Online. Set in the war-torn medieval continent of Pywell, the game follows Cliff, a mercenary leader burdened by his past, as he navigates a land rife with power struggles and mythical threats. The game offers a rich high fantasy setting, featuring diverse environments, mythical beasts, and combo-based hack-and-slash combat. Players can engage in activities like horseback battles, duels, cooking, fishing, climbing, puzzle solving, and resource management. The gameplay emphasizes player choice, with decisions impacting the story and world. Developed using Pearl Abyss's proprietary Black Space engine, Crimson Desert boasts stunning visuals and dynamic weather effects. The game is set to release in late 2025 for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S.